Until Dawn is a new PS4 horror game, and what this game is about is these group of people go up to this mountain lodge for like a couple days, and they gotta, it's very high up on the mountains, you gotta take a cable car to get up there. It's the perfect setting for some murders to go down. And in fact, that's what's happening. They find this weird killer, and they gotta survive. But there might also be something else going on. And of course, this takes place a year after tragic deaths happened, so of course, they might be related. Now, I was very interested to play this game because I was watching the Game Awards like a couple months ago, I think, and then all of a sudden this trailer plays for this game, and it's like Hayden Panettiere running from this killer, and she's hiding under a bed, and the killer comes in like, oh, and drags her out by her foot. That actually looked pretty creepy, and a couple other trailers too. And I was like, yeah, this game looks pretty good actually. So my dad went out and bought the game, my sister played it for a couple hours, and then I took over and played the entire game in one night. I am not kidding. I was so addicted to this game. Like, the story aspect just hooked me. Like, every time, like, a chapter finished, I was like, I want to play more. Like, I could have just paused it and, had a normal night, but instead, I spent a couple more hours playing that game. Not showering that night. Just sitting there until, like, 11:30-ish, finishing that game. And I really like this game. First of all, it's very unique. Like, the game relies on your choices. It's like an interactive adventure, kind of, where the choices you make can affect your story. It may change the outcome of the story entirely. Like, let's just say you're being chased by a killer. It's presented, do you want to run, or do you want to hide? You can hide, or you can run. Either way, something might happen. Or you can talk to someone, like you can be angry at them, or you can be calmfully talking to them. And I thought that was very unique because it could create some new layer of tension going on, and I really like the way that was represented in this game. And the voice acting for these characters is also really good. Hayden Panettiere did a very good job as Sam, and Brett Dalton from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was in this game. And he was my favorite character. I liked him so much. He was very good to play as. He was just, the guy was like, what the F is going on around here? He actually does go investigate in this creepy building, like he's not afraid of much. He can bravely go into this creepy place all alone. And I really like that in the character. Also, there's this guy named Dr. Hill who kind of interviews you in between chapters, like, hey, who's your least favorite character? Just point at them. Or, what scares you? Is there anything scary about this picture? Stuff like that may come into play later in the game. And I really like that character. Every time you went back to his segment in between chapters, his office got a little bit creepier. But back to the regular character, Joshua is the brother of the two dead girls from a year ago. I thought he was pretty good. He's played by the guy who's in that show, Mr. Robot. I still need to watch that show, but my dad says it's pretty good, so I'll watch it eventually. There's this guy named Chris who may have a crush on this girl named Ashley, and I thought both of them were really good. There's one segment where, they're walking down into the scary place all together, and, they gotta comfort her, like, I don't want to go, like, oh, come on, this is for Sam, we can do this together. There's just a couple moments like that. And there's this one girl named Emily who's a complete pain in the butt, and her poor boyfriend Matt. Like, watching them together, it's like, Matt, I feel bad for you because this girl is annoying. It's like there was one, not to spoil anything, but I thought Emily had died, and I was like, yes, and Matt's alive, alright, but then I saw, oh, she's still alive, dang it. And there's this one girl named Jess who annoyed me just a little bit, but I thought she was still pretty good. Like, no voice actor did terribly in this game. Like, everyone's doing it their all, it's just their characters sometimes they are annoying, but that's the point. And bringing back the interactiveness of this game with the characters, sometimes some character arcs that need to be completed aren't because maybe you did something wrong and they died. Or maybe you just did something wrong and you're like, oh no, I didn't mean for that to happen, no! Or there are certain quick time events where you gotta press the button really quickly before time runs out and you're like, oh wait, no, oh, dang it. Or you gotta keep the PS4 controller completely still because if you move it slightly, something bad might happen. I wouldn't say that's actually a flaw, it's just something that's really frustrating but makes you want to go back and play it again, see, alright, if I get it this time, will something different happen? And, usually when the don't move segments come up, I just put the PS4 controller on the ground don't judge me. And the gameplay, it's not really bad at all. It's not like you can get lost playing this game. Like, there's definitely a path you can follow, like, okay, just walk up this way. You know, it's not like a game you're gonna get lost and like, wait, what was my objective again? No, it's very easy to follow. But it's just the interactiveness of this game. You can do certain things that may affect your story that I really appreciate. And there's this killer with the mask, and it's really creepy, and it's very... just having that guy jump out at you is just very creepy. There's one segment, I used it for the Sam picture already, but I'm sorry, where Sam is just taking a bath, like, earbuds in, and you can just see the killer back there, like, oh, crap! And that mask, dude, that is scary. That's a scary mask. And I wouldn't say this is a bad thing about the game. It just really just came out of left field. Just, there's something else going on in the story that you don't really know about until, like, in the 6th or 7th chapter, and that part of the game I was like, oh, really? We're doing this? Okay. It's like, I didn't think it was a bad thing, it just completely sideswiped me. If I were to have any real problem with the game, I guess it would be how many false jump scares there are, but in a way, I think they're kind of attributing the horror genre because they did it so many times. It's like a bird flies out, oh my god! Or it's just your friend. There's a lot of it's just your friend jump scares. Or animals jumping out. Like, after that I was like, okay, you're probably attributing the horror genre at this point, right? So guys, there are a couple parts that will frustrate you to no end, but that adds to the replay value, like making you go back and play it again to see if you can get something different. So frustrating actually kind of helps to the game. Also, the characters are nice to play as. You get to play as all of them. And overall, this is just a really fun game. Like, I was watching my sister play it for a bit, and I was like, you know what? This actually feels more like a movie than an actual video game. And, you know, because mainly when you're playing it just reminded me as like a very large cutscene. So guys, I'm gonna give Until Dawn a 4 out of 5. There are a lot of false jump scares that kind of annoyed me a bit, and something that happens in the story really came out of left field for me, but overall I didn't downright hate those things. It's just some things that were, you know, I just gotta mention. But overall, I had a really fun time with this game. I hope you guys play it if you have a PS4. Maybe you should get a PS4 so you can play this game because it's really good. But if you already played Until Dawn, leave in the comments below of what you thought of it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.